All right, kitty. There's your food bowl. Now, don't forget your scratching post. You have that to entertain you through the day. Sharpen your nails for all the mice. Also, your cat condo right here. Isn't that nice? And the whale shark tunnel. Have a good day, kitty. 180,995 miles. 100 degrees Fahrenheit. June 26, 2023. And welcome to the Please Subscribe Show. I'm your host, Cole Spivey. Moi, it's me, moi. In France, they say moi. All right. Well, we got a big day ahead of us. We're going to do a double today. So we're working double the time. And we're going to head off. Probably going to skip the salad today, get like a prepackaged thing. Maybe a prepackaged salad or, maybe something to snack on. We're going to kind of do a little bit of snacking. I'm going to cut back a little bit on calorie intake to see, instead of just losing 3 pounds in 20 days, see if we can go for 7 or 8 pounds in 20 days instead. Alrighty. Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, my name's Nikki, by the way. What's your name?
My name's Cole.
Nice to meet you, Cole.
Yeah,
So
I got a YouTube show.
Have you heard of us before?
Yeah, I have a pastor whose wife has had it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Did she use any of our resources?
She survived it. Well, she used like a Las Colinas Medical Center.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Those are great. So what we do is we don't work necessarily with any of the hospitals
We
specifically.
do take donations right here.
Yes, sir.
Let me do something. Do y'all do cash?
Yeah, we take cash, card,
Okay,
but our big goal today.
Let me see if I can go back and get some cash.
Yeah, no worries.
So it came in at half price to look around. And there's nothing like books. It's kind of why I got into all this game. Of course, they lead to movies. Some books do. There's a whole thing on education right here. I almost became a teacher myself. Homeschooling is a blessing. If you got a kid, consider homeschooling. It's actually a color book right here. They actually made this into a musical. My kids and I went to go see it, called Elf. Will Ferrell did a really good version of it. Who I happened to meet. Ooh, mystery. What I'm looking for now is the Mick Herron series, The Slough House. By the way, Gary, I wonder if you're casting actor. I'm in Fort Worth. I'd love to work with you guys. Patterson, I met him. Did not get his autograph. but my wife did. My ex-wife did. She got his autograph. We were divorced a couple of years later. Heron would be probably an H. We got copyright above us, but you barely can hear it. He'd be right over here. Grisham is here too. I've read some of Grisham's stuff. I based a character called Jay Grisham on the Untitled. It's loosely based on his name, but not his character, just his name only. Because Grisham is actually a pretty popular name. Looking for Heron. H-E-R-R. Oh, wow. And wouldn't he be proud? The best of mystery. Looks like a good one. Let's see how it starts. Alfred Hitchcock, the best of mystery. Acknowledgement. The editor hereby makes grateful acknowledgement to the following authors and authors representatives for giving. All right. Well, I just met a dude named Ashton. He's in music production. He went to LA Film School. I was like, what are you doing in Texas? And then we just both kind of agreed that Hollywood kind of sucks sometimes. But he actually is a hip hop artist. So I gave him all my information. I said, send your best demo to my email. And then what I could do is probably add that into the show. So I could use him for music. He seemed pretty cool. I gave him some bananas. We are officially in Fort Worth, Texas, like we usually are. We're gonna be headed to DFW Horizon, bringing out the characters for the day. Little puppet show. Two characters are Critter the cat. Hello, Critter. He only says meow. And this Raindrop from Superstar Car Wash. He goes. Okay. So what do you think about my puppet show, Sam Elliott?
First of all, Cole, I'm real excited about puppet shows, and also that you remembered my name, because the other day when we were doing this show, you called me Elliott Smith.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. You know, it's the Smith name that's kind of popular. You know, also of course the name Elliott. You're Sam Elliott, I know. You know, that you probably get that, or, you know, I don't know if you get it on interviews or, radio shows or whatever.
Oh, yeah, sure. I do get that. People call me Elliott Smith, but it's Sam Elliott. I don't know why they do.
Well, that's because Elliott Smith is a real popular musician and one of the greatest guitar players we've had since Jimi Hendrix.
I agree. I think he's dang good, better than Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. But, you know, it's sad what happened with Elliott Smith. The LAPD classified it as a homicide, and everybody knows that it's impossible to stab yourself twice in the heart. And you know that Jennifer Chiba lady, I heard about her and what she likes to sell. She gets a hold of the real nice stuff in Mexico known as Chiba.
All right. A little too much information there. A little too much TMI there, Mr. Sam Elliott. Well, I appreciate that information about Elliott Smith, Sam Elliott. And also, remember the puppet show right here. We got the cat. And, of course, the raindrop. All right. We'll get back to you in just a minute. Now, I don't, want to be a Mr. Know-It-All, Sam Elliott, but it actually, Elliott Smith's death was not a homicide. It was classified as suicide.
Well, I remember now. Yeah, I think you are right about that. But, suicide is a form of homicide. It's self-homicide. So that's what I meant to say.
Let me ask you something for a minute, Mr. Sam Elliott. Let me just throw this by you and see. Do you think that someone can stab themselves twice in the heart, piercing both atriums in the heart, and still, stay conscious for the second stab or after the first stab. So when the first stab goes through, they can get the second stab in. You think people can do that?
No, Cole, I don't think they can. I don't think it's physically possible you'd go into shock after the first stab. But that's what they're saying. They say he stabbed himself twice in the heart. Supposedly, that's what they feel happening. I think you'd go into shock after the first stab. And the atrium, you just don't make it to the second stab. You'd already almost be instantly dead or pass out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I don't think it's self-homicide or suicide, as they say. I think it was a murder.
You think Jennifer Chiba's the one that's guilty?
Yeah, I do. I think she stabbed him twice in the heart. You know, his suicide note was left on a memo pad? One of those small little memo pads? Little memo sticky notes? Yeah, his suicide note was left on a sticky note.
I didn't know that. That's even more reason to investigate the murder. Well, I don't know. You know, Elliott Smith was by far one of our best musicians. He was better than anybody at the time. I don't know why Jennifer Chiba wouldn't want to go off and kill him.
I don't either. Maybe she was jealous of him, jealous of the talent. You know, he was rising to fame. Figure Eight was a huge success. It's become larger and larger. He was also nominated, or just, you know, not very long ago for, before Figure Eight, for an Oscar for Miss Misery, whenever he was helping out Gus Van Sant in Good Will Hunting and everything, using some of their music. He was on his way to becoming an iconic star. She could have been jealous.
I think she was. She's probably jealous of him. So she just took that knife, stabbed it in one atrium, in the heart, and then stabbed him in the heart again, piercing both atriums. That seems like murder to me, Cole. I think he was murder.
I think he was too. I think it needs to be reinvestigated. It's a cold case. I think they need to put Jennifer Chiba on trial, and the Men Too movement are going to put her on trial. You know what that is, don't you, Elliot?
No, I don't know about the Men Too movement.
Well, have you ever heard of the Me Too movement with women? Well, we have something called the Men Too movement, as in M-E-N-2. Men Too movement. So we're here to protect ourselves against women that gossip and lie and put men in prison over lies, over bearing false witness against other men. Because it's happened many times. And we also want Harvey Weinstein's case to be re-examined. You know, he was a guy from Merrimack.
Oh, yeah, well, everybody knows Harvey Weinstein. We know he didn't do it. We know everybody knows who he is, and we know they lied. They try to get his money. Same thing happened to our ex-president, too. The whole Dillard's incident with the changing room.
Was it Dillard's?
Well, Dillard's, Macy's, and even Marcus. What's the difference?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think that we should go forth and use Jennifer Chiba as an example of lying to the police because she killed Elliott Smith. All right, a lot of people, when they come in here, they go right to the south lot to get into the rental car, either coming off the plane or, you know, I guess that would probably be the only time they would get it. But we're at DFW, and a lot of flights coming in. Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. 1 row here to the 3rd row. We got 1, 2, and then 3. So 1, 2, and 3 on rows back. Last crosswalk. Three rows back. TSA checkpoint.
They're all the way from Colorado.
Oh, everyone, it was Brian from Australia. They're putting all the shrimp on the barbie for me. He was all the way from Australia, helping him out. Dropped him all the way to the Northwest Highway. He's a web designer all the way from Australia. Pretty nice guy. All right, we're headed on 114 West. We're passing through the famous town of Irving. Just got a message from Indeed. Now, this is pretty much the area I raised my children. David, Elizabeth, and of course Gwendolyn. And Gwendolyn came a little bit later. She's the happy one. David and Elizabeth are practically, well, they're practically twins. We call them Irish twins, as in Irish. Because, I don't know why they use that nickname. I think it's because many Catholic are Irish, and you know how those Catholic pump out the babies. Pump out the babies, pump out the babies, pump out the babies, jam, jam. Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Now, the Irish, they do have the babies. So, we're Protestant, so we're not exactly Irish, but we're kind of close. I went to a special ops church not very far from here called MacArthur Boulevard Baptist. Because we're mostly the Christians are a minority, probably Catholic too, and Protestant. But regardless, we did have a few kids. And when we had David, not even a year went by, and all of a sudden we realized, whoops, now we're having another one. Well, David was born, and a month went by, and then we realized we were having Elizabeth. That's why we call them Irish twins. They're like, whoops, came too quick. Right after Angel left, this is where I'd go every day. Although they don't have it all working right now, but they have Pete's over here. I think I had like 12 different credit cards. And I'd go here and get a meal. Oops, I got copyright. What's weird is they have an Amazon. I was like, why do they have that? And then I realized that Whole Foods is actually Amazon. Always forget about that. Anyway, get outside copyright.
Boy from California.
So every once in a while, you know, you start doing this kind of work and you get kind of thirsty or you get a little bit of hungry. And I got some Mountain Dew Diet, means Diet Mountain Dew. I put just a little squirt of the regular Mountain Dew in there. And Mountain Dew is probably one of my favorite, like, caffeine go-tos for soda. I don't recommend it if you're dieting, but I'm dieting, but I'm doing really well. Other than just, you know, every once in a while the soda, just for the caffeine. So I don't drink coffee. All right, so today we're going with the healthy original recipe snack, which is known as 4505 meat. 4505 meat. And it's an original recipe known as the butcher snack. Oopsie daisy. You ever seen Gangs in New York? Remember the Butcher? Oopsie daisy. Anyway, it's a butcher's snack. Kind of hard to open a little bit. There we go. Kind of ripped it this way. There we go. Oopsie daisy. Pretty good. All right, head back on the north side of DFW Airport. There's their great American flag. What do you think about the American flag? I don't want to call you Elliott Smith.
Sam Elliott. I've got a big place in my heart for Old Glory, this beautiful country that we live in, known as the United States of America. I absolutely love it, Cole. I appreciate you asking me. Love it more than Coors Light. It doesn't matter if you get the ticket or ticket only. Thank you. Thank you, though, for asking about the Old Glory. No problem, Sam Elliott. No problem at all. There we go. No problem at all. Sam, you know, I like asking about things that you appreciate. Well, Cole, I appreciate that you appreciate, you know what I mean? It's just about having good vibes like old Matthew McConaughey always says, L-I-V-I-N, but I'll say it too, and when me and Matthew hang out, we get some Coors Light and just sit around and talk about fishing. Oh, you and Matthew McConaughey have hung out before, really? Yeah. He likes to come over with his bongo drums. Remember when I was talking about that lady with the sweet apple butt? Well, he's got this old girlfriend that he brings with him. His wife doesn't know anything about it. They come over with the bongo drums, and we just started bongoing and bongoing. Well, that's great, Sam Elliott. I didn't know you had that kind of relationship with Matthew McConaughey. So you come to Texas often? Oh, yeah, sure. I love Austin and Austin city limits and all the fun stuff that you can do. Matthew, he picks me up in his hot rod, and we go driving around trying to impress people, and he likes to talk about True Detective, how proud he is of that series he did on cable, and we just go around and have a good old time. Well, that's something else. I cannot believe that, Sam Elliott. It's wonderful. Is Matthew McConaughey an Elliott Smith fan too? Oh, sure, he loves Elliott Smith. He's also a Daniel Johnston fan. He's a big folk hero here in Texas. Too bad he passed away a few September 11th ago. Yeah, that is weird. It's weird that that Daniel Johnston passed away on September 11th. It's a very weird thing. It is weird. We're on the second floor. Now you want to say ground level, but that's valet only. Okay. Still learn. You learn things, Sam Elliott. You learn it as you go. Oh, sure. That's what I always say about when you're out there on the pond trying to catch some trout, or out there maybe in the river trying to get that rainbow trout. What I always say is you just learn it as you go. I'm a big fan of fly fishing. Oh, you like fly fishing? Wow, that's great. Have you ever seen A River Runs Through It? It's the Robert Redford movie with Brad Pitt. Oh, sure. I love that movie. Yeah, River Runs Through It. Yeah, Brad Pitt's out there in knee-high water just casting it, just casting that reel out there and just catching them fish. And, you know, you learn it the more you do it. You know, you just got to keep on doing it and learning it. And, you know, you bring out some Coors Light with you. And it makes me think of that movie I used to watch, The Creature of the Black Lagoon. Oh, yeah, that's the movie that you saw right before you got into John Ford and decided to become an actor and a voiceover artist. Yeah, it was A Creature of the Black Lagoon. I always think of that movie when I'm out there fishing, rainbow trout, things like that. But like I say, you know, especially when it comes to fly fishing, you got to just kind of learn it as you do it. Just kind of go with the flow, just kind of coast through it. And you get it eventually and conquer all your fears of fishing, the gar, whatever snakes come around, things like that. You just kind of ignore it and take a puff off of Matthew McConaughey's herb, and he usually gets me, and Coors Light it, and just kind of sit back and chill and parlay on a hammock. And I like to listen to the wind blow and think of that sweet lady with the apple butt. Another reason why I got into this work. Yeah, I know you've talked about her, the Creature of the Black Lagoon, John Ford, and the lady with the apple butt. Well, we appreciate that, Mr. Sam Elliott. And, you know, wow, I love having you on the show. You're my favorite. Actually, right now, you've only been my only guest, really, for a while. Oh, I didn't know that. How long have you been doing this show? Well, we started the Please Subscribe show 3 years ago. And we, you know, I said, you know, when we start this thing, I'm telling you, when it takes off, we're gonna get Sam Elliott. We're gonna get Sam Elliott on the show. I'll find a way to do it. And I'm just so happy that Mr. Elliott, that you got on it. Well, sure. I know you're a big fan of all kinds of movies and things like. Well, you know, the movie I like you best in, though, Sam Elliott, I think the best one you did is that one with Cher, the one Mask. Oh, yeah. Well, we appreciate that story about Rocky. Yeah, he was a tough kid. Yeah, you know, and you know, Cher did a wonderful job. I didn't know if you knew this, but I actually used to live in Crowley, Texas, and that's where Cher is actually from, same area that Kelly Clarkson's from. I didn't know that. Yeah, the Crowley area. Cher lived there, and you know, one of my favorite movies is, of course, is Mask. I'm a big fan of Eric Stoltz and everything. It's a great movie. Why, you know, they're all the way from Arkansas. Yeah, they're all the way from Arkansas. All right, trying to find an exit to get down to ground level. Yeah, you probably want to stay on ground level. Those stairs can get to your ACL. All the way from Pennsylvania. All right, top of stairs, 1 and 2 over. Well, it's actually the third spot, but you know what I mean. Crossing on last one. Is it cross right here? Crossing on last one out. Okay, I'm gonna point. There's the cross. Second floor, about right here.
Firearms through a TSA screening checkpoint at the airport is prohibited.
You're upstairs or downstairs? Are you down below? Can you look outside? Okay.
Cruiser 9561. Cruiser 9561. Unmarked Cruiser. That's the kind of stuff they look through Adam the Woo's luggage. Standing vehicle, possible harm. 132-2169, license plate. Texas 9561, possible criminal. 9561 Cruiser. That's where Skylink is, right there. So Skylink can pick you up, but you gotta go through TSA. My mom worked for one of the largest airlines in the world, American Airlines. They are the very largest. They have the largest fleet. They have more money than anyone in the airline business, and they're also way more trustworthy. And I have a problem sometimes when other people use other airlines and then they want to hang out with me, like Delta or United. But you know, let them. That's fine. That's fine. But I'm purely American. American Airlines all the way, 100%. All right, they are advertising Choctaw. It's itinerary. Looks like a good one.